All right, everyone, we have a special guest here, Betsy McAtee, CEO at Dreamland BBQ. Really excited to chat with you today. One, because I love barbecue, but you guys have a really interesting story about how Dreamland got started. So can you tell me a little bit about that?
I would love to. We started in 1958 in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and our founder was a gentleman by the name of John Big Daddy Bishop, and he was a brick mason by trade. And what he wanted to do was provide a better living for his family. His knees were growing weak. So he built a neighborhood cafe on the hill beside his home. And like a lot of neighborhood cafes during that era, he had hamburgers, hot dogs, ribs, postage stamps, candy, chips, all the products. And what he found over time was, at the end of the day, he would have leftovers, hamburgers, and hot dogs, but he would always sell out of his ribs. So, like a true entrepreneur, he sold just ribs, and it was ribs, white bread, chips, canned soda, and canned beer for many, many years. Until 1993, a conversation that he had with my father, Bobby Underwood. And by this point, Mr. Bishop was getting older, and his health was starting to fail. And my dad had the conversation. They'd been friends for years. In fact, the pipe that Mr. Bishop has in his logo was one of my father's old pipes. He smoked the pipe. Yeah. So they just had this great friendship for many, many years. And so my dad asked him, said, have you ever thought about, all these people, what are they going to do to get their ribs when you're not here?
Yeah.
And he said, I hadn't thought about that. So the next time they sat and chatted, he said, you know what, I thought about it, and I want you to open a Dreamland.
Wow.
And kind of the rest is history. He opened in Birmingham, in a historical area, in 1993, and now we have 10 locations in Alabama, Georgia, and Florida.
Oh, wow. So as you guys think about expanding beyond that single unit, how do you guys think about picking a new site selection? Or if I'm another restaurateur out there and I'm going from 1 unit to 5 units to 10 units, what are some of the things that you think about as you start to grow the business?
Well, I think the biggest thing for us in terms of growing the business is the consistency, making sure your vendors can support your network as you grow.
Yep.
For us, we grew concentrically from Tuscaloosa out. Because if you outgrow your distributor network, you can't get some of your same products. Another thing for us is just making sure that your brand can carry. For us, barbecue's very regionalized. So you've got to make sure that you can get not only your products, but that people can identify with your brand. And those are the big things for us.
What are some of the things that you guys do to make your brand stand out?
Probably the biggest thing is we try and educate the consumer, our guests, as to what makes our barbecue different. We cook over an open pit with hickory wood.
Oh, wow.
A lot of barbecue concepts don't do that today. It is very time consuming, it's very labor consuming, it's part art, part science. It's not like you're putting it in an oven, turning on 350 degrees and coming back. Yeah. I mean, we are right there. We baby that product.
Oh, wow.
And our pit masters, they're running the show because all of our proteins are cooked over that pit.
Oh, wow.
All of them.
Oh, wow. And what's your favorite protein?
It's the ribs.
The ribs.
Still. Yeah, it's a barbecue pork spare rib.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
It's
Making
the
me
best.
hungry already.
Oh, yeah.
And what are some of the things you guys are thinking about as a brand to leverage technology to either make your operations better, increase your revenue? So what are some of the things that are top of mind for you?
I think right now for us is making sure we're scheduling labor correctly, the different day parts, and making sure that, we have the right people in the right spots at the right time. That's a big thing for us. The other thing is just engaging with our guests, with our ultimate consumers that are coming into our restaurant, or if it's someone that we're shipping barbecue to somewhere else in the U.S., just making sure that we have that dialogue with our consumers.
So in Boston, can I order a shipment of barbecue?
Absolutely.
I got to do that.
Yes.
That's awesome. So I can get Dreamland anywhere, anytime I want.
Pretty much.
That's
yes.
awesome.
Yes.
Well, I really appreciate you taking the time to sit down with us today And this was fantastic, so thank you.
Thank you, and
Awesome.
thank you for supporting good barbecue.
Absolutely. I always love a good barbecue. Thanks.
Thanks.